When you have caretakers and professionals and they're like, you know, we can get you out of pain, and you're like, that's the minimum. Yeah. I don't like. One of them was like, you know, we might be even able to get you back into heels again, and I was like,
we're not worried about heels.
No, we're not worried about. Like, can I squat?
So, I'm lucky enough to speak with a medal weightlifter. Can you please explain to me what that's like?
I love it. It doesn't feel like it belongs to me because I didn't set out to do it. I didn't set out to medal or anything like that. I just wanted a place to put my aggression.
Do you feel like that aggression came from when you were younger?
I obviously look so visibly different than anybody. It sets me up for being a target and, you know, just being vulnerable.
So how was it growing up with albinism?
It was tough. It was isolating. It was lonely. But it also means that I'm legally blind and have astigmatism, so everything is blurry, nothing is sharp. My dad also had albinism. You know, like he was a working man and an athlete. He was a power lifter.
Is that what influenced you to start lifting?
Yes. We would go to the Trees Hall and lift weights in the weight room, and it just took off from there.
How much longer was it until you ended up tearing your MCL?
It was in training when I got that injury. Yeah. I didn't feel it happen at the time. I just thought I was sore, you know, like DOMs from the previous workout or things like that. But the next day when my knee was swollen, I knew. I was depressed. I was like, I'm gonna have to do something different. I'm too young for the only prognosis for me to be is that you can walk out of pain.
Right.
You know.
So would you say the rehab portion of your injury was probably your lowest point?
Yeah. I was depressed. I was sad, and I didn't know what was next because I'm not someone who is going to just go pick up another sport. This is what I wanted to be doing. Right. And having it look like that wasn't going to be the case hurt a lot. So
things really changed for you when you seen Ron D'Angelo at the UPMC Sports Complex?
He every session, he was a broken record. We're going to get you there. It's going to happen.
So what was Ron telling you to do different than you were being told before?
Compensation. We need you to be even on both sides in your hips and in your ankles so that your knees don't get injured again. Yes, and I had never thought about what my hips and ankles were doing.
So when did you start noticing the difference?
When I could squat below parallel again. When I got below parallel again, I was like, game on. Yeah. There's nothing like that feeling when you don't believe that you'll ever be able to do it again and doing it again.
I completely understand where you're coming from. You know, the fact that you had 2 MCLs, some people would have gave up on one. You know, the fact that I had a spinal cord injury, some people would just said I couldn't do it again. Yeah. But me having alopecia and me going through a lot of difficult times, it kind of let me overcome that. And with you having albinism and, you know, you being legally blind, you know, it was something tough that you had to deal with, but in your mind you was like, this isn't the toughest thing I had dealt with before.
It's true. It's kind of ironic, right? Because it turns into an advantage that you have over people who haven't had to face as much. It can be true that I have a disability. It can be true that I'm black. It can be true that I'm a woman. It can be true that all of those things at times are disadvantageous. But those things don't have to define me. I can make advantages out of each and every one of those identities as well.
Brandi, thank you so much for joining us on the 50 Phenoms.
Excited.
And here is your jersey.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Thank you so much.
I didn't even have to lift for it.